Yo then guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today we are going to be talking about the Logan Paul versus KSI rematch. Yes, there's going to be a lot of videos on this in the upcoming 2 months. But today we're going to be talking about the promoter for it, Eddie Hearn. Oh boy. Now, before we get into everything, for those of you that don't know who Eddie Hearn is, he is a group managing director for the company Matchroom Sport. So Matchroom Sport is a sport event promotion company. It was founded by his father, Barry Hearn, I believe. I think that's his name. And basically they started out doing snooker and boxing. They now do pool, golf, bowling, I believe. So Eddie Hearn is a promoter for boxing. He's promoted people like Anthony Joshua, Billy Joe Saunders, and he's now promoting the KSI versus Logan Paul fight. Okay, so I'm going to play you a quick clip from Sky Sports Boxing. I won't be here. I'll just put it in post-edit. And yeah, then we can talk about some of the points that he makes in this.
So with KSI and Logan Paul, it's really quite simple. The first fight come around and I thought, what is this? You know, two YouTubers. I mean, I'm 40. Like, who are these YouTubers? So you do your research, you find out they're not just YouTubers. They have possibly the biggest following of any, forget YouTubers, sports stars, rock stars, everything. They hire out the Manchester Arena. I start laughing. How embarrassing is this going to be for these guys? 20,000 sold out instantly. We had a show the same night, right? I think we was in the Copper Box. I think we had 5,000. And then I watched the press conferences. I saw thousands of people turning up to the press conferences. I saw York Hall having to shut down because they couldn't fit any more people in for the London press conference. Then it's on pay-per-view. And I'm thinking, that pay-per-view, what's this? It's going to be a disaster. Does 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. And you know what? The fight was pretty good. You know, two guys in great shape who had trained hard for this fight. The digital world, the social world stopped and watched this event.
So last year, when the first fight happened, Eddie Hearn was one of the people to talk it down, to say that it was doing or putting boxing in a bad limelight and doing bad things for the sport. He said, and I've got it here, "I'm too much of a boxing enthusiast to think. I've been pitched loads of celebrity fights. I love a pound note, but it's not really in my heart. I know people think I'm just a wanker, but I don't think I could stand up there and sell and be a part of that." Basically calling it a bit of a joke. These two people aren't really training very hard. They're doing press conferences. Like, what are they doing? He even says in that clip that I showed you, he's like, I thought it was a laugh. Like, this is not going to sell. Pay-per-view, who's going to buy this then? Press conference, nobody's turning up. And then he saw that it sold 1.3, I think it was 1.1 or 1.3 million pay-per-view sales. There was 20,000 tickets sold in the arena. And he says, the last fight I promoted had 5,000. So he's taken a massive U-turn and he's trying to promote it now. I like that though. It's another promoter, or it's another person that's not on YouTube and didn't quite get YouTube at the start, that's now on board with it all and understands that they're not just YouTubers, they're entertainers. They can do multiple different things and people will still love them, people will still watch them, and people will still give it their attention. Logan, might not be the best two movies, same with KSI, but they've become actors. They both have dipped into music. Obviously KSI way more than Logan, but Logan still made a few songs. They're obviously both doing the boxing thing as well. They've made their own YouTube Red series. So they can do many different things. They're not just stupid goons on the internet uploading videos of just stupid things. So the reason they're turning pro is because of this guy. He went, "I requested that both fighters turn professional and undergo the same medicals that any other fighter would. I asked that the fighters lose their head guards and use 10-ounce gloves. If we're going to do this, then let's do it properly," which is fair enough. I like that they're going pro for it. That's pretty cool. I've also realized that the reason that they're streaming on, I think it's DAZN, I think it's something like that. The reason they're streaming on that isn't because, well, it might be because a part of it, of what I said with YouTube not doing a very good job with the pay-per-view aspect. But Eddie has a contract signed with Dazn, I don't know how to say their name, to say that he will stream his next 16 fights or broadcast his next 16 fights on the app. So that is why it's being streamed on there. It's also being streamed on Sky because he has a deal with Sky. I'm worried now that means that it's no longer going to be streamed anywhere else. It's not going to be streamed on the internet, which is going to be interesting. So if Sky make it so you don't need a membership with Sky to watch it, you can just pay for the fight and watch it, fantastic. But I don't think that's how they're going to do it. I feel like they're going to use it so they can bring in subscriptions to Sky and then get more money from the pay-per-view, which I won't be doing. I won't be paying for Sky. Yeah, no chance. I'm really hoping that there's a free way that you can just pay for the fight and that's all you're paying for. Because otherwise it does start to seem like it's a way of making money. But anyway, either way, I want to jump into the reason for this video. As you can see, is Eddie Hearn the best promoter for this fight? I'm not so sure. There's good reasons as to why he would be amazing, and then there's really interesting reasons as to why I think he would not be so great, and he might actually make the fight, or when them two fight, seem like a bit of a joke, and also seem like how much of a gap there is between the pros and these two. So he wants to get in some world championship boxers in on the undercard. There'll be a bunch of new fans brought to the sport because there'll be loads of people watching for KSI and Logan, and there'll be people that get into YouTube as well because they'll be there for the boxers, and some of them might just stick around to watch the main event. There's two reasons as to why I think this is a bad thing. I'll get onto them in a minute. I'm going to talk about the good things at the moment. So yeah, the good thing is obviously it's going to bring more fans in. People pay for the fight. They can leave whenever they want. They don't have to watch the main event. They can come in, watch the pros box, and then bounce. Or they can stick around, or they can do the opposite. They can miss the pros and just watch KSI and Logan. No matter what they do, they still get the same. It's not like watch time. The amount of people watching and the amount of time they're watching for, counts to the amount of money they get from it. They're paying £10. I believe it's £10. They're paying the pay-per-view price. So, they're getting paid no matter how much they watch. Also think this is a big thing because Sky Sports live streaming it on live television. That will be ridiculous. That's going to bring in so many more people. People are going to be interested to see who these entertainers are because, let's be honest, these two are born and bred entertainers. They don't give a shit. There's not a bone in their body which will be scared that night. They're just going to want to get in the ring and beat the shit out of each other. So yeah, it could potentially bring a load more people to boxing and to YouTube. So I'm going to be running off that a little bit by saying, I don't mean to say that boxing has no viewers and that nobody's interested in it, but I believe it will help the boxers more than it will KSI and Logan. KSI and Logan together, oh God, they nearly have 40 million subscribers, I believe. So Logan has 19.8 mil and JJ has 20 mil. So yeah, pretty much 40 million subscribers between them. And between them, they bring in 70 million views a month. As Eddie Hearn said in his last promotion for a fight, that fight ended up selling 5,000 tickets. These two ended up selling 20,000 tickets and selling out the place. They sold 4 times the amount that professional boxers could sell. So this is clearly going to help boxing so much. It's kind of why I don't understand why boxing fans don't want this to happen. Because it's really going to help you out. Like, really going to help you out. There's going to be a lot more people watching boxing for this. So yeah, that's the good points. I want to get onto the bad points. As I said, could bringing in pro boxers for the undercard make the gap seem huge? I'm just saying straight out, like, we all know that the gap between them is rather big. It is a big gap. Vidal Riley's said this on the True Geordie podcast. He said there is a big gap, and is putting pro boxers before, two guys that aren't as good a bad move. You're putting pro boxers, people are watching these pro boxers and going, yo, these guys are amazing. And your expectation instantly goes up. So you go into this next fight, the main event, going, well, that was the undercard. This is going to be way better. And you're seeing people who are nowhere near as good. I just feel like maybe people might expect too much from them after seeing professional boxers fight and just click off and just not bother. Once again, pay-per-view, you're still getting the money, but I feel like there's going to be a little bit of backlash towards it because people were expecting more after, as I say, seeing the undercards being such a high standard and then just seeing it drop for the main event. Another point is that, especially Logan, his fans are quite young. KSI has young fans as well. Are they ready for professional fights? Like, you're seeing like 12 to 13-year-olds. There's going to be a knockout in this fight. There's no head guards. I said in a comment, replying to my other video, if there was no head guards in the previous fight, you could have seen JJ get knocked out in the second round. And that would have been horrible. Like, there were fans crying in the first match when Joe Weller had a bloody nose and everything. Like, I think the camera panned to it, or you could hear it. One of the girls was literally hugging True Geordie, like crying. Like, I just hope he's okay. Like, I don't know. I don't know if these fans are too young. Like, if you're worried about that, it could be way worse. Like, that was a bloody nose. That was a bloody nose, and they're crying over that. I just wonder if the fans are really ready for this kind of thing. So those are pretty much the 2 points against it. I don't know what's going to happen. There is one more point, actually, thinking about it, and that is, first of all, no YouTubers in the undercard. And second of all, True Geordie isn't commentating. It's going to be professional commentators, which I don't like. I'm not a fan. I know that this is a professional fight and all this, but this is a rematch of a fight that was YouTube boxing. It wasn't professional before. It's YouTube boxing. And this is a rematch. So I don't think they should go into a rematch getting rid of all the thing in the first fight where they're like, oh yeah, YouTubers, come in. And now it's like, no, you're not welcome. True Geordie, you're not on the panel. We're going fully professional with this. I feel like they should allow one last fight to be True Geordie commentating, YouTubers on the undercard, and then if you want to move on, he said in the previous video that he was going to call people out. Go for it. Then you can start a whole different, like a fresh one, because then maybe Logan's going to call out some people, and then YouTube boxing can come back. But I feel like for the rematch, it needs to stay. I know it's professional, but it needs to stay YouTube boxing for me. If people are willing to do the no head guard and 10-ounce gloves thing, I don't see the reason why YouTubers shouldn't be allowed in. I don't know, maybe there's a world where we can mix the two and you can have a couple undercards, maybe 2 of them are professionals and 2 of them are YouTubers. I just feel like there needs to be a little bit more diversity in there. And once again, I feel like there's going to be a bit of backlash if there's no YouTube boxers in there, because the people that like YouTube boxing won't watch until the KSI and Logan Paul fight, and that might just stop people from paying the pay-per-view price. This is all just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think this is where we're going to end this video. 2 points for, 3 points against it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But other than that then, guys, I think this is where we're going to end this video. As I did say, if you did enjoy it, then please smash the like button. Comment what it is down below. Let me know who your winner is. And let me know if you think Eddie Hearn should be the promoter of this, or if he should be allowed to do as much as he's doing with the no YouTubers allowed, no YouTube commentators allowed. I'm promoting this. I've got the rules. Because yeah, I don't know. It just seems like he's trying to make this into a proper, like, professional fight when it's a rematch of a YouTube boxing fight. Yeah, I feel like they should skip it. You know what I mean? They should onto the next fight, then professional, then no YouTube, you know. But anyway, share the video around, all that good stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and yeah, peace.